Shabbat Shalom and welcome. We are here to welcome in Shabbat. There's this service that the Kabbalists of the mystic tradition in northern Israel began this very joyous and musical way of welcoming Shabbat, getting ready for Shabbat, called Kabbalat Shabbat, the receiving of Shabbat. And people would dance on the hillsides, all dressed in white, running around as the sun was getting ready to set. And so we can imagine ourselves all running around, dancing on the hillsides with the joy as the music of the evening washes over us. Some of you were here in April, where we tried this for the first time. It's a new kind of service for us, and the songs will be the same as we did last time, and those who weren't here, you'll get to hear them for the first time. And most of these melodies come from Jerusalem and a congregation called Nava Tehillah, who prays in the German colony, or Baka, in that neighborhood of Jerusalem. And we're so happy to bring these beautiful melodies to you. And after the Kabbalat Shabbat part, we'll have a very, very short Mariv service, the evening service, very short. And the highlight of it will be poems, in particular poems by Jill Rothman. Lucky us. So I'm going to begin with this prayer on the first page of our handmade Siddur for tonight. Please feel free to join me. Tonight is a time to catch our breath. Whatever we have been doing, making, working, creating, tonight is a time to catch our breath. No matter how necessary our work, how important to the world, how urgent that we continue it, no matter how joyful our work, how fully and profoundly human, no matter how flawed our work, how urgent that we set it right, no matter how hard we have worked to gather our modest fame, our honorable livelihood, our reasonable power, tonight we pause to catch our breath. Tonight we pause to share whatever we have gathered. So I invite anyone who would like to join me in lighting the Shabbat candles as we begin. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. So we'll move into our next piece, Yedid Nefesh, a love song to the divine.
ירוץ עבדך כמו היה, ישתחווה מוהדרה, כי ירק לא ידידתה, מנופת סופחות העם. Anna Ilnan Refanala Beharola Noam Ziva Az Titchazek B'Titchapei Behaitan Lach Shifarola kamen niksof nitzach lirot b'tiv eretuzach ana eli makmad libi chushanai ve'al titalam Shalom Ta'iret mikevoda Nagila v'nitmacha bach Maher ahuki b'moed V'choneni kime'ela Maher ahuki b'moed Yeah.
with our next song of welcoming, Shalom Alechem, on page 3. We're welcoming angels. It's this idea that angels come in to help us celebrate Shabbat, to really help us settle into Shalom. And just imagine this influx of love and radiance and light and compassion and sparkles dancing around us, enlightening and invigorating and blessing our Shabbat.
Shalom Alechem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bohem l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sehem l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Shalom Alechem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bohem l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
So the Kabbalists designed this Kabbalat Shabbat service to bring in the words of the Psalms, the poems, these poems of gratitude, praise, love, and joy. We begin with Psalm 95. And in it, I just invite you to reflect upon a beautiful sound you might have heard in the last week. Maybe it was a bird song or wind rustling the trees. Maybe it was the breath of your beloved sleeping beside you, the laughter of children. Beautiful piece of music. This is a song about just the beauty of sound.
Running la Adonai Naria Litzel Yishenu L'chudei running la Adonai Naria Litzel Yishenu Nekama Fanavitavda Vizmiot Naria Nekadma Fanavitoda Bizmirot Narielo L'chudei running la Adonai Naria Litzel Yishenu L'chudei running la Adonai Kol Elohim, Ki El Gadol, Adonai, Melech Gadol, Kol Elohim, Ki El Gadol, Adonai, Melech Gadol, Kol Elohim, Ki El Gadol, Adonai. Adonai, Melech Gadol, Kol Elohim, Ki El Gadol, Adonai, Melech Gadol, Kol Elohim, Ki El Gadol, Adonai, Melech Gadol, Kol Elohim.
next psalm is Psalm 96, which says, God's presence shines with glorious light. How awesome is God's place. And I invite you to think of a moment of splendor that you might have witnessed this week. A moment when you were in a particular place that was so very splendid. The next psalm is Psalm 97. I realize that the translation is incorrect. Where it was apparently I was wanting to really dwell in Psalm 96 there. Right? But Or Zaru Alat Sadiq, there's a light is planted for the righteous. Ule Rishrei Lev Simcha, and that just there'll be joy in our hearts because of the righteous ones in our midst and the light that they give. So with this psalm, I invite you to think of a teacher you might have had in the last week. A tzaddik, a wise one, a righteous one, who brought in wisdom and guidance and enveloped in compassion for you.
Tzadik zaru ala tzadik, o zaru ala tzadik, zaru ala tzadik, uleish simcha, uleish simcha, uleish simcha, uleish simcha. Zaru ala tzadik, zaru ala tzadik, o zaru ala tzadik, zaru ala tzadik, uleish simcha, uleish simcha, uleish simcha, uleish simcha. Tzadik, zaru ala tzadik, o zaru ala tzadik, zaru ala tzadik, uleish simcha, uleish simcha, uleish simcha, uleish simcha. Uleish simcha, uleish simcha, uleish simcha, uleish simcha.
This next psalm, Psalm 98, says, God has revealed justice for all to see, Raise a shout to the Lord, all the earth. Break into joyous songs of praise. So I invite us to just reflect as we sing this song and as we enter this song on a moment this week where we might have felt truly free. Psalm 92 says, "Exalt the Lord our God and bow toward God's holy mountain, for the Lord your God is holy." I invite us to think about a holy encounter we might have had this week. And that might be a hard thing to know what that might mean. It might be a moment of synchronicity, everything coming together at once, or you and someone you love thinking of the same thing at the same time. Might have been one of the beautiful sunsets, just being present to that. Might have been a moment of just pure presence. Might have been, as it was for me, petting my cat and her purring. That's one of my holy places. Wherever it might be, I invite you to imagine that or remember that.
Ki kadosh Adonai. Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu
This final song of Kabbalat Shabbat, Lecha Dodi, was written to urge us to greet Shabbat as if we were greeting a bride. That we all turn and look when the bride walks in all her radiance. It's like that with Shabbat. As the sun is setting, this brilliance enters our midst, that is Shabbat, that is an invitation to be in rest, to be in joy, to be in presence, being, no more doing, just being. It's a day of self-care and re-ensoulment. And so we welcome that with open arms and with radiant smiles as we sing the Chadodi. And at our last verse, if there's a volunteer who'd like to open one of the doors on either side, so we can really let her in as the sun sinks lower, that would be great.
Lecha Dodi Likarat Kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi Likarat Kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi Likarat Kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Yishmiyanu el ha'nichad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'li'elam Chadoti likarat kala Shabbat nekabela Chadoti likarat kala Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likarat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likarat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nechad Ki hi makor ha'abracha Merosh mekerem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshava Tefila Chadoti likarat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Chadoti likarat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Chadoti likarat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likarat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Yina'ari me'afar kumi Livshi bigdei tifartecha mi Ayat ben Yishai behalachmi Kava el nafshi de'alach Chadoti likarat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likarat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likarat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Shabbat nekabela, lechadoti karat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela, boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala, gam besimcha u'tza'ala, toch emunei am segula, boi kala, chadoti likarat kala, Shabbat nekabela, lechadoti likarat kala, pnei 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 Shabbat nekabela, pnei Shabbat nekabela.
So we are about to enter our brief and poetic Mariv service. And we lift up Lev Tahor, the pure heart within each of us, stepping fully into Shabbat. This is Psalm 51. Page 6.
within me and renew a true soul within. Great Spirit, create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me. Great Spirit, create a pure heart in me. And renew a true soul within me. And renew a true soul within. And renew a true soul within me. And renew a true soul within. And renew a true soul within me. And renew a true soul within. And renew a true soul within me. And renew a true soul within.
I imagine all of those dancing people in the hillsides of Svat having been swirling and twirling and dancing and singing, and then they all just kind of collapse in the grass and look up at the sky as the stars begin to enter in joy and in satisfaction as Shabbat really enters. So we turn to Mariv and really greeting the night and greeting each other. And we'll begin with a poem by Jill.
Listening. If I take heed of wise instruction, stop entertaining minds' rantings of fear and sorrow, on the quiet beach revealed, my knowing finds the shell to be chosen, not the ones that sparkle and lure, but the one shaped like a cradling cupped hand, and when pressed to my ear, sings every whisper and roar of the oceans, carries me into the tide, to the all.
So prayer in Judaism is not done alone. And so as we listen to prayer, as we listen to the yearnings of our souls, we also remember that we are listening together with each other. So I invite you to pause from the prayers and say hello to someone sitting next to you. Notice them, see them, be grateful for their presence, and say good Shabbos. Baruch et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vayet Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vayet. Out of deep center, night passes through, gates open, seasons change. Stars swirl on their eternal pathways through the light. Light to dark to light spins the glorious heavenly array. This too is the name of Adonai, living and eternal until the end of time. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, who brings on the evening twilight. I invite us to just pause for love, the joy of love, the love we have known, to remember a moment of being loved. Our tradition teaches that God is the source of love, that God is this greatest love that can love us no matter what. May we take refuge in the divine love, but also the divine sparks of love in each of us, the love that we're able to give and the love we have received. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Please respect your custom if it is to rise for the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai The Hashkivenu prayer on page 9 is a prayer about imagining being wrapped in the wings of Shalom, the divine embrace as evening comes, evening times being such a time of tenderness. And I'd like to invite Jill to read her next poem.
Thank you. More in common than not. We are all diminished by fear. We all wear skin, have bones, organs, dreams, and desires. We were all babies and still need protection. We all know pain, all suffer and struggle. We all feel loss, have to let go. We all thrive when nurtured, shrivel or harden, when abused or neglected. We all need food, water, and shelter, can starve, parch, freeze, and burn. We all ask for some we never get some better not to have. We all forget important things to remember things best forgotten. The list is long, not trivial, but true, worth memorizing and reciting when standing next to difference that overwhelms our compassion. We all need to breathe. We all have a heart that beats until it stops.
The rabbis say that sleep is like a mini death. It's such a vulnerable time to go to bed at night, to let go into sleep. It's such a mysterious thing. I remember one of my children asking me, what is it? What is it when we sleep? It's so weird. And yet we dream, right? We journey. Some of us remember our dreams, some of us less so. Or we remember them and they fade away as quickly as we think of them. Such a mystery, such a vulnerability, such a letting go, and yet so essential, because in that letting go, we're healed, right? All this amazing healing happens as we sleep, and then we, God willing, wake up to a new day refreshed. And so as we prepare to enter our evenings, every night we pause and pray for a safe journey through that sleeping journey. May it be so. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'ha'amidenu malkeinu l'chaim ufos aleinu sukat shlomecha. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'akol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We're now going to have a few moments of silent prayer with the Amidah. The prelude to it can be found at the top of page 10. The Amidah is a standing prayer. We rise as we are able. And these opening words invite us to just really find the true words of our heart, to be able to pray what needs to be prayed. And whether we believe there's someone listening to our prayers or not, may our prayers be something we listen to and call us forward towards their realization. Adonai שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Adonai, שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ועל כל יושבי תבל. May there be peace for all who dwell on earth, and let us say, Amen. This week's Torah portion, Pinchas, has a really unusual story in it about women, where so often the women are not given a voice in Torah. And in this story, there is a man named Zelophehad who has 5 daughters and no sons. And this means that they cannot inherit their father's inheritance, because the rule is, the law is, only sons receive inheritance. And so these 5 women, Machla, Noah, Chogla, Milcah, and Tirzah, go to Moses and ask for a change in the law. And Moses says, I'll take it to the boss, and does so. And God says, this is a good change. It is a just change. Let's make this change. I joked earlier this week with our Temple Emek Shalom Jewish writing group that this was like the First Amendment of Torah. And so women are not always in the forefront, right? But they're there and they're important. And this is a really bright, shining moment for women in Torah, and the possibility that not all laws are just, and some laws need to be shifted and amended. And that's an incredible precedent that we need and depend and rely on in our world today, right? And it's also just a reminder that the women are there, even though a lot of the men are the superstars of Torah. There's some pretty amazing superstar women in the background, and they're essential to everything. So in this, our Jewish writing group this week, we thought a little bit about the women of Torah, and we also thought about the women of our lives who were essential to us. And we each wrote something, and then we have a practice of each offering up one sentence, and then we create a community poem prayer with one sentence from each of our poems that we wrote. And then we wanted to share that with you tonight. So it's a poem prayer in honor of the daughters of Zelophehad, the women of Torah, and the women of our lives. We are earth, we are speaking, listen, doing our best to create a safe reality we love and teach love, so there's a firm foundation wherever the future holds, whatever the future holds. My mama brought beauty to me despite her tribulations. A day never passes where she does not lend me her strength. It meant everything to me. They are like the hidden to me strands of my DNA, essential to my very existence. We now turn to remembering women and men, children, elders, beloveds who have passed on from this world to the next. I invite you now to name anyone you're thinking of, whose name you want to lift up in memory. And please do so just all at once. Share bat Hainen Vehilda. The mourner's Kaddish is on our last page. Yitgadal v'yitgajash shemei Rabbah, b'yamad divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom, alenu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may all their memories be for blessing. So as we transition to our last song, just a few brief announcements. Tomorrow morning, Torah study at 9 o'clock and Shabbat services at 10. And many different things happening in the community, and please see our publications and our webpage for those things. Want to lift up that in 2 weeks from tonight, we will have a Friday night Shabbat service in honor of Charlotte Martinez's bat mitzvah. And the next day, there will be not a morning service, but an afternoon service for her bat mitzvah. So we're looking forward to celebrating her and uplifting her. But many other things going on. Please see the publications for more information. And we're so grateful for all of you who came today in person and on Zoom, and also just really want to express deep gratitude for these incredible musicians and singers, soulful, praying beings up here on the bima today. Elizabeth, Zizi, Elisheva, and Jill, and Daniel, and Lisa, and Jeff. Thank you. And thank you, Steve, for all of your support, technical support, and to our Zoom host and to our in-person host. And yeah, just much gratitude. Shabbat Shalom.
Yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 Yedid nefesh Avarachaman Meshol Chavdav Eretzonah Yarutz Avdach Kemo Haya Yishtachaveh Uhadarach Ki Yerav Lo Yedidutah Minofet Sufechot Ha'am Ya la la la
Yeah, we're warmed up.